Tonight on the CBS3 News at 6, a Christmas Day explosion rocks downtown Nashville. The latest on those injured and the aftermath. Plus, why a Duluth man's annual donation means so much more this year. How he's helping students learning from home. And Hayward kids sent trout to space. The lessons they've learned from an out-of-this-world experiment.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening and Merry Christmas. I'm Briggs LeSavage. Thanks for joining us. On this cold Christmas day, some good news to share here in the Northland to start off the holiday. After being closed for 2 nights, the lights are back on at Bentleyville. Here's a live look at the holiday light display, which is traditionally very busy on Christmas. Wednesday's blizzard and yesterday's dangerous cold shut down the event, but they were able to get things back up and running for the holiday. Well, CBS3 meteorologist Peter Kavakowskis joins us now. Peter, kind of a nice night to go enjoy the drive-thru. A little chilly out there, but nice that you get to sit in your car.
Yeah, you're in your car, so it doesn't really matter.
True.
But it's not nearly as cold as we were last night. That is for sure. Last night was a cold one. Temperatures fell back into the upper teens, or excuse me, sub-zero teens for most of us. Taking a look at the map, you can see -12 for us here at Duluth International. Then elsewhere, you can see they were in the -20s, -20, excuse me, -21 in Hibbing, -20 in Orr, -20 as well in Ely, and that's before the wind chill. The good news is we warmed up nicely today. Temperatures rose up into the mid upper teens for most of us. 14 degrees down by the lake, 15 on top of the hill at Duluth International, 15 as well in Hibbing, 18 in Orr, 18 in International Falls. Out west, they were in the 20s, 26 in Walker, 23 in Bemidji, 21 degrees in Baudette, as well as Big Fork. And right now, we're beginning to cool things down a little bit, but those clouds are beginning to fill in. Right now, 12 degrees for us here in Canal Park. Elsewhere, we're sitting in the teens, but the temperatures really don't fall back all that much further as we head through the rest of the night tonight. 12 degrees is what I'm calling for us here in Duluth. We have partly cloudy skies. Those clouds are on the increase. That's an association of our next snowmaker that comes its way for us Sunday. I'll break it all down coming up. Briggs?
All right, thanks, Peter. As Christmas dawned in Nashville, Tennessee, an enormous explosion rocked the city, sending several people to the hospital and causing extensive damage. Now, within the last hour, we've learned human remains were found at the scene. At this point, we don't know if the person who died was the suspect or a victim. CBS News' Elise Preston shares more about what we know so far.
The explosion shook the heart of downtown Nashville, unleashing giant flames and a cloud of black smoke, leaving a path of charred debris, shattered glass, and ruptured water lines.
It looks like a bomb went off on 2nd Avenue. That's, an explosion.
As officers swarmed to the scene, police said this was not an accident.
We do believe that the explosion was an intentional act.
Shortly before the blast, police had received reports of shots fired.
As also responded, they encountered an RV that had a recording saying that a potential bomb would detonate within 15 minutes. Officers, upon hearing that, decided to evacuate the buildings nearby.
Minutes later, the RV exploded, knocking an officer to the ground. The Nashville FBI is now heading the investigation and says it has investigative leads, but also asked the public for tips.
This is our city, too. We live here, we work here, and we're putting everything we have into finding who was responsible for what's happened here today.
Nashville police tweeted this photo of the RV as it arrived in the early morning hours and asked the public for information. The downtown streets were mostly deserted on Christmas morning, which kept injuries to a minimum.
We've made 3 transports to area hospitals. None of those transports at this point are critical.
As K-9 units searched the area, federal resources flowed into Nashville, including explosive specialists with the top priority of making sure there are no further threats to public safety. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
The explosion was right outside the AT&T building. There are reports of service outages around the city, and flights out of Nashville are also grounded as the FAA deals with service issues. Well, back here in Duluth, 2 people are without a place to go after a Christmas Eve house fire. Firefighters responded to North 59th Avenue West in Duluth's Cody neighborhood just before 6 last night. A resident was trying to put out the fire, but left the building when firefighters got there. The electrical fire was ruled accidental, and damage is estimated at $30,000. Christmas is being celebrated around the world today, but for many, the coronavirus has made for a more subdued holiday. Hospitals in some parts of the U.S. remain at or near capacity, and that's before the post-holiday surge that many experts have predicted. Michael George reports from New York.
The pandemic is complicating holiday traditions, including religious celebrations. Social distancing rules mean churches that would normally be packed can only admit a small percentage of people. A parish in Sacramento, California came up with a workaround, a drive-in church.
My whole lifetime being priest for 24 years, this is the first time I ever celebrated Mass outside in the parking lot.
At the Vatican, Pope Francis delivered his annual Christmas Day blessing to the world and to an almost empty St. Peter's Square. The pontiff urged the world's wealthy nations to be generous, specifically asking them to share COVID-19 vaccines with less fortunate countries.
There are currently 2 vaccines in the U.S. being distributed. Those shots are being given as coronavirus cases continue to surge.
Health officials advise people to spend the holidays at home to slow the outbreak, but millions of travelers ignored that recommendation.
Our hospitals are at a brink, and they are just on the verge of being pushed over.
In Southern California and elsewhere, medical facilities are running out of space for new patients.
If what happens over the winter holiday break is at all the same as what happened, or even half of what happened over Thanksgiving holiday, we're in deep trouble.
The discovery of a new, more infectious coronavirus strain in England is prompting U.S. officials to enact new travel restrictions. Starting Monday, passengers arriving from the U.K. will have to show proof of a negative COVID-19 test from within 72 hours of their departure. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
An estimated 80 million Americans are expected to travel this holiday season. Experts say another coronavirus surge in the coming weeks is all but inevitable. Well, amid the pandemic, 3 Northland filmmakers just got a huge financial boost for their next projects. The Minnesota State Arts Board awarded an $18,000 grant to Keith Hopkins, Alexander Guterman, and Lance Caresti. The grant will be split up between the 3 filmmakers and will go toward independent filmmaking in our region in 2021. Hopkins says this is a huge deal for the community, especially during a time like this.
I was not set back by the pandemic, but many, many people in this region and globally in filmmaking have been really impacted by this. So to have money poured into the industry is really great.
Hopkins says he'll use his share of the money to fund his sequel to his movie, Gravedigger Dave's Halfway House. A Hayward Middle School class is working on a project that is out of this world. CBS3's Leanne Valdez shares what the project is and how this will help shape the future for oncoming students.
Something I think everybody wanted or hoped for is to have representation, tribal representation, and to have the cultural connection with the project.
A group project from the Lakota Ojibwe Middle School is up in space, literally.
Students had to write a proposal for an experiment that they would like to send to space.
After NASA received many entries, LCO's project was chosen for the flight.
I was shocked and excited.
The project is part of a school competition for the Student Spaceflight Experiments program. LCO Middle School is the first tribal school to ever participate. The chosen experiment was designed by 8th graders Evan Heath, Thomas White, and Kane Larange, all good friends.
Since we were born, Kane thought of trout eggs, rainbow trout.
The students used rainbow trout eggs as their test subject and placed 4 to 5 in tubes that were given to astronauts to fly on SpaceX 21 to the International Space Station. When the eggs return from space, the students will evaluate them
to test the effects of gravity versus microgravity.
Heath couldn't be a part of the interview as he does virtual learning. Kane and Larange say the project was lengthy, but they would do it all again.
It was a great experience.
8th grade teacher Tammy Monsell says the project made a huge impact on everyone.
Even though these were the kids that were chosen to go to the International Space Station, the whole project couldn't have happened if everybody wasn't involved.
Well, definitely going to have to follow up with those students when the trout come back to Earth. SpaceX 21 will be back to Earth, by the way, in January of 2021, next month. Well, still to come on Live Local CBS 3. For the first time in 4 years, something very unique happened when a ship passed under the area lift bridge today. We'll show you after the break.
And that 7-day forecast has a little something for everybody. We've got sunshine, we've got cold, and we've got snow. I'll break it all down coming up in my extended forecast.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS 3.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, this holiday season, you can celebrate knowing you look your best with Plexiderm. Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to, like, get rid of the bags? And
yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This holiday season is the best time to get Plexiderm for only $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Black Bear Casino Resort is excited to bring you Frosty Free Play. Join us every Saturday in December from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Players Club members have the chance to win $10 in free play after earning 30 points. After earning 30 points, players swipe their Players Club card at any kiosk and win $10 in free play. Plus, you can win up to 4 times a day. That's a maximum of 4 swipes a day and a total of $40 in free play won. We can't wait to see you at the Bear every Saturday in December for Frosty Free Play. Make the Bear your place.
It is the question that matters the most.
¿Dónde está?
That takes you behind the story.
Robert.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust.
Who did all of this?
And the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question. 1 word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose,
That's news.
and our freedom fade. This is why.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3. For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS 3.
And welcome back. Hopefully everybody had a nice and Merry Christmas. Definitely a chilly one, but not nearly as cold as we have been the past few days. Temperatures today topped out at 16 degrees at Duluth International. Still below average because average is right around 20. Last night's low was negative 12. The good news is we will not be sub-zero tonight. Temperatures will actually really not fall back all that much further from where they are right now. Currently across the region, you can see 12 degrees for us here down by Lake, 15 on top of the hill, 16 in Evelyn, 18 in Orr, 18 in International Falls, then 21 degrees in Baudette, 19 in Bemidji, where those clouds are already beginning to fill in. Down in Wisconsin, they're beginning to cool things off a little bit because those clouds aren't overhead quite yet. You can see 10 in Superior, 9 in Solon Springs, 11 in Hayward, and then 10 degrees also in Siren. Taking a look at the wind chill still, we're still dealing with a little bit of a wind chill. Most of us are sitting in the single digits above and below zero. The good news is those wind chills will also begin to let up as we head through the night tonight and into the day tomorrow. Taking a look at satellite and radar right now, you see some clouds off to the north, especially to the north of the Twin Ports, but as we zoom out towards North Dakota, South Dakota. Got a lot of clouds off to our west. Those all have to begin to fill in as we head through the rest of the night tonight. And that's what keeps us warmer overnight tonight. Temperatures for tonight will stay rather mild in the teens for most of us because those clouds will begin to fill in. So taking a look and timing that all out, you can see Friday 6 o'clock, not too much in terms of clouds. But as we head towards 2 a.m., we're all beginning to see those clouds, mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight with those increasing clouds. As we wake up for the day on Saturday, I think we could see some partial sunshine, especially as you're waking up towards 8, 9 a.m. Clouds begin to fill in once again towards 10. I think for the most part, most of us will remain mostly cloudy tomorrow, but I think there will be some peaks of sunshine here and there. As we begin to head towards sunset, though, we begin to see some gradual clearing go, and that might actually make for a pretty sunset tomorrow night, something to keep an eye on. But as we head towards 4 o'clock, we'll see some partial clearing, but that doesn't last all that long because as we head towards Sunday night into the Sunday morning, you can see those clouds begin to fill in once again. That's all in association with our next snowmaker that comes our way Sunday throughout the day. Towards Sunday, 6 o'clock, we're all beginning to clear things out, but we still have those mostly cloudy skies overhead. How much snow are we talking about? We're talking about between, say, 1 to 3 inches for most of us here in the Northland. Still going to be cold in the teens, so we're talking about that fluffy snow, so it might be able to pile up nicely in some spots. And then all eyes turn to Tuesday into Wednesday because we have what appears to be a bigger system as we head towards Tuesday night, and that will linger through Tuesday night into Wednesday, something to keep an eye on as we head through the rest of this week. Temperatures tonight fall back into the teens for most of us, 13 in Duluth, 11 in Hibbing, 8 in Solon Springs, 12 in Ashland, 7 degrees in Hayward, as well as 8 in Siren. They're a little bit cooler down in Wisconsin as well as the UP because those clouds take a little bit longer to fill in. Temperatures tomorrow, we rebound into the upper teens as well as lower 20s, 22 in Solon Springs, 19 in Duluth, 19 in Grand Rapids, 18 in Bemidji, 21 in Brainerd. And here's a look at that 7-day forecast. So we start off the weekend nice, then Sunday some snow, say between 1 to 3 inches. Then Monday's a cold one, high temperatures only topping out at 4 degrees. And then there's snow threat for Tuesday into Wednesday that we're going to want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of snowmobilers, maybe some skiers and snowboarders might be happy to see that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thanks, Peter. Well, many of us have seen ships pass under the aerial lift bridge, but only few have seen them do it backwards. Well, that happened this afternoon. The Algoma Intrepid, which is a Canadian cargo ship, made its way out of the Twin Ports around 3. But because of the buildup of ice in Duluth's canal, the ship was forced to remain in reverse as it made its way back into Lake Superior. Pretty cool sight to see. Aerial lift bridge workers tell us something like this hasn't happened in the last 4 years. A Duluth man has spent the past several years by helping students by donating laptops. However, this year, as distance learning became the way of the world, his donations went from helpful to crucial. For more than a decade, Thomas Meter, a longtime pharmaceutical Pfizer rep, has been helping students through Pfizer's laptop donation program. The company has their older laptops refurbished and then gives them to Meter. Meter then makes sure they find a new home. Over the past 3 years, he's given 40 laptops to Denfeld seniors.
Showing up on their doorstep and telling them that they've won a laptop just brought some of them to tears. It was amazing to see how grateful and happy they were to have these, to just cut that cost out of their expenses for the following year.
The students who receive these laptops get to keep them for good. Meter is hopeful that Pfizer will continue to allow him to give the laptops to Denfeld students. Well, ahead in sports, it was a year for the record books in the sports world. We take a look back at some of 2020's best moments off the field.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Arby's, 2 for $6. Every day, flame seared, Greek seasoned Euro meat. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
Be smart. Be active. Be confident. Vision Pro Optical is here for you.
specializing in eye exams, glasses, contacts, and billing your insurance. Serving the Northland for more than 30 years with you as our focus. Visit VisionProOptical.com for hours and location details. Vision Pro Optical. Be and be seen.
It's the season for streaming and the perfect time to power up all your devices with Extreme Internet. Call today and save with prices as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Go dashing through your shows with amazing speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Enjoy the gift of high-speed entertainment for as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS3. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS3.
At a time like this, tensions run real high. Well, then we're going to have to improvise. I was thinking the same thing.
You got to strike while the iron is hot.
Time to fly. Nice landing.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. Right.
Buckle up. Can we get back to work, please?
That's the plan.
Smashing.
Smashing.
Let's watch together tonight on CBS.
The historic gateway to Duluth, the St. Louis County Depot, is now the heart and soul of arts, culture, and history in our region. And now more than ever, we need the joy found through the arts, the graceful beauty of dance, drama and excitement, the works of artists and artisans, our long and proud history preserved, and music to inspire. The Depot United campaign raises funds for all the organizations at the Depot. We need your support now more than ever. Donate through the mail or go online. Arts, culture, and history need you.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
2020 has been a year of ups and downs for many. Sports were impacted greatly across the Northland, but there were still many touching stories. That includes back in June, former St. Scholastica baseball player Andrew Colvard was one of the many runners who were expected to take part in the Grandma's Marathon this year. But after the race went virtual, Colvard, along with his friend, decided to pay homage to the sport they love and put a special twist on their virtual race. It's been 2 years since the last time Andrew Colvard stepped on a baseball diamond. Fast forward to June 6th of this year, the former Saints outfielder returned for a special cause.
A friend of mine and I, we were going to run Grandma's. Obviously, like you said, it got canceled. And we were about halfway through our training, and we figured we might as well continue it. We did all that work to get ready. So we thought, let's make something out of it.
Colvard, along with his friend Matt Anderson, dubbed their virtual Grandma's Marathon race as the world's longest home run trot, raising money for Special Olympics along the way.
We both have uncles who have special needs and participate in Special Olympics, so we figured let's relate it to sports, and that's where we came up with the idea of making a video of us hitting a walk-off home run and then finishing back at home plate.
After the big hit, the video shows the two starting their race in Stillwater before finishing at Gilbertson Field in Little Canada. Colvard admits it was tough to map out their race to get to exactly 26.2 miles.
We didn't want to be coming around home plate and being like, all right, we didn't even make it, and have to continue running. There were quite a few people at the finish line for us, which is really cool. So we ended up maybe running a 1/10 of an extra mile.
Extra running aside, the race was much more than tracking miles.
The joy it brings to see the athletes in Special Olympics that participate and play games that we take for granted so much, and it's a joy to go to these games and just watch them.
Even more special for Colvard was his uncle Brad joined him on his way to home plate.
My uncle was able to run the last little bit around the bases for us, and we did a Gatorade bath at the end, and you see his smile and people's video cameras, and it's so much more than just running the 26. Just to be able to do something, and for both of us, it hits close to home.
Colvard says they raised over $2,700 for the Special Olympics. Another story of giving back. Nathan Easty loves to play basketball, and after learning that some other kids like him didn't have enough money to join him on the court, he took matters into his own hands. Easty set up shop just outside his house on August 22nd, selling bikes and shoes in an effort to raise scholarships for the Salvation Army Rookie Basketball Association. 8 scholarships to be exact, which Easty is very close to accomplishing, which he did. He explained why the association is so special to him.
If little kids just want to play basketball and they're not ready to go to middle school or high school of basketball, they could just play with other people on their level, or if you just started, you can play with people who maybe just started too.
Now that's all for sports. I'll send things back to you, Briggs.
Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, amid the COVID pandemic, film and TV productions across the U.S. are struggling to continue production safely. The same is true for Northland independent movies, with the hockey movie Way of the Warriors being filmed on the Iron Range, halting their production due to COVID. Coming up at 10, we visit the set of one local production and show you how they're keeping the cameras rolling during the pandemic. Well, 2 sisters in Minneapolis went through pregnancy together during a pandemic and gave birth just 90 minutes apart. The two would weather 9 months of pregnancy, sharing the same due date, same due month, and even the same doctor. They relied on each other when their dad died from cancer back in 2016, and they did it again this time through pregnancy in a pandemic. The women got side-by-side hospital rooms, and both sisters believe it was a wink from their dad, helping them stay together in a time of isolation. Well, so Peter, a nice heartwarming story there, but kind of a cold night.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like something straight out of a movie right there.
Yeah, it absolutely. They should make a movie about that.
Yeah, they really should. It reminds me of Father of the Bride 2, I think it was.
I've not seen that one, so I'll trust you there.
Oh, okay. Well, the 7-day forecast, we'll talk about that then. 7-day forecast shaping up to be an interesting one. We got something in there for everybody. Sunday, we've got a little bit of snow, say between 1 to 3 inches. Monday's a cold one, temperatures only topping out in the single digits. Then we're tracking another snow threat for Tuesday and Wednesday, something we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on because that seems like it could drop a few inches, maybe reminiscent to what we saw just a few days ago. So something we're going to want to keep an eye on as we head through the rest of this week.
All right, thanks, Peter. Well, that is all we have for 6 o'clock tonight. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great night and Merry Christmas.